episode 4 had me sitting here like,
What?
So, wow, where do we start? Spoilers, how about that? Spoilers ahead. I was sleepy, but now I'm wide awake after watching episode 4 of Loki season 1. Wow. Okay, so we have cameos in there. There is Lady Sylph, and oh my goodness, we're okay, let's calm down, everybody. So let's go. Let's do a quick synopsis, and hey, leave your theories below. Tell me what you think. I believe Tom Hiddleston said, "Expect the unexpected," and wow. Again, I'm wide awake. So anyway, getting to the point. My theory was correct. So I told you I saw the Collider interview, and I suspected that Loki may end up liking Loki, which in this case, Loki is Sylvie. Yes, Loki falls in love with Sylvie. I wonder how they were going to get off Lamentis, and come to find out, when Sylvie touched Loki's arm, I guess it's when they officially realized they were in love with each other, or Loki realized he was in love with Sylvie, and it created a Nexus event. So Mobius, B-15, the rest of the Scooby-Doo gang, they realized that, okay, this is creating a Nexus event. That's where they are. Right before the planet is destroyed, the Lokis are taken into custody. So they're walking through, it's slow motion, it's giving dramatics, drama. And they're taken to 2 different rooms so that they can get answers out of them. And so in the midst of them being taken to 2 different rooms, Loki, our Loki, he is put into another dimension where it's a loop. And if you notice, going through that dimension, that door is red versus the yellow when they're going to other different parts of the actual timeline. So the loop is Lady Sylph coming through with this interesting bob. It's interesting because Loki has cut her hair, and she's pretty much beating up Loki, and she's saying to him, talking bad about him, calling him names. But one of the biggest things that you can tell ends up eventually hurting him is that she's telling him he's going to be alone, and he's always going to be alone. And he also ends up confessing that he does those things to get attention, acting out like a child who wants attention. That was a little Dr. Phil moment, I guess. Anyway, and so he confesses that he does this stuff because he doesn't want to be alone, and she tells him that he's going to be alone. And so he tries to tell Mobius that the TVA is lying to him. Mobius doesn't believe him, but Mobius is a little bit curious. Mobius ends up talking to Renslayer. Renslayer says that Hunter C20 has passed away, which was quite random because Mobius was saying she seemed fine. And so Judge Renslayer's kind of brushing over it like, what else? She's gone. And so Mobius is just getting a little bit more curious. He goes into Renslayer's office. They're talking about their friendship. He takes Renslayer Tempad, or however you say it. Anyway, somebody tell me in the comments below, please. And so he looks at it, and he sees C20 talking about how everybody's a variant, or how she's a variant, and that she had memories before she was captured by the TVA. And so I believe at that moment, Mobius realized, like, hey, Loki is not lying to him. Also, before that moment happened, Mobius was talking to Loki, and Loki was trying to figure out, like, okay, is Sylvie still alive? And Mobius realizes that Loki is in love with Sylvie. And that's pretty much what caused the Nexus event. And he calls him a narcissist for falling in love with himself, with a female version of himself. Well, anyway, so Mobius goes to get Loki. They have this bun. They're going to go out and figure out what happened. On the other end of things, Hunter B-15, she's seen a little bit shaken up. She goes in to see Sylvie because Renslayer would not let Mobius go see Sylvie. By the way, Sylvie has been there since she was a child, and Renslayer would not tell her what was the Nexus event, but Sylvie suspects it's because she was born a female. So I think it's deeper than that, but I think maybe because that's a part of her glorious purpose is to take the TVA down, and so they were sent to go get Sylvie. Who knows? That's my theory. That's one of my theories. Anyway, so Sylvie and B-15 end up going back to Roxcart in Alabama, and B-15 asked Sylvie to show her, like, okay, was this mischief, or was this an actual memory? And Sylvie shows B-15, then they cut, and B-15 says, what now? Then they cut back to Mobius and Loki. They leave out of the loop, and Renslayer's there with guards. And it's just a tense moment because it's like, okay, how do they get out of this? And Renslayer is like, I think you have something of mine. Whew. Stay with me, child. Anyway, with this story. So Renslayer asked Mobius earlier, where would you go? And so in this moment, Mobius decides to reply, and he said he will go back to wherever he was before the TVA. Maybe he had a jet ski, and they prune him. No, I know. And it's like, what? What? And so from there, they get B-15, they get the Lokis, and they take them to the TVA. They are in the TVA, right? They take them to the Timekeepers, but it's only doggone Renslayer that gets to take them up there. So they're talking to the Timekeepers, and the Timekeepers looking a little bit too. Something was just off. Like, I'm pretty sure it was CGI, but it was just something. Marvel got the budget to where I'm like, no, I think they look a little bit different for a reason. Child, they were robots. After B-15 bust in and let the Loki's time collars go, or whatever the collars, they get into this all drag out fight. Sylvie throws a sword, takes off the head of the middle timekeeper, who did not look like Kane the Conqueror on there. But anyway, come to find out, yes, it is, they're robots. And so in the midst of that, Loki decides he's ready to tell Sylvie how he feels about her. I don't know what took him so long to get that out of there. Well, he said this was new for him and he was nervous, but I was thinking, like, wait a minute, his back is to these folks, and I don't know if those folks have actually been taken out or if they just passed out. Renslayer prunes Loki. Oh my goodness. And I'm just like, I know you lying. I know you lying. No. She actually prunes him. And so Renslayer tells Sylvie, just go ahead and prune her. And Sylvie is like, no, you're going to tell me everything that happened. And they show that Loki has not died. He is actually, I guess, somewhere else in another dimension. And so he says, like, is it hell? Like, what's T? What is this? Camera cuts. There are 3 characters. I guess one is the classic Loki, one is the child Loki, and I'm not sure who the third guy is, but it looked like he had a hammer. I don't know if that was some type of variation of Thor. But if you all could leave it in the comments, how did you enjoy this episode? What do you expect to happen? I was hoping within that time loop they would have let Loki's mom see him. I'm hoping that, he gets to make amends with his mom. I hope that he and Sylvie are able to talk again. I'm happy to know that Mobius isn't dead. He's probably just in a different dimension with a bunch of different variations of Mobius. So, I don't know. Is B-15 just knocked out? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Loki. Just tell me what you think at the bottom. Really excited. Really good episode. Who you think is behind this? Because it's obviously not the Timekeepers. Do you think it's Kane the Conqueror and Renslayer running a scheme? What do you think? All right. Bye.